Welcome back to Forward Progress, part of the Hammer Betting Network. I'm your host, Jay Cooper, alongside Hitman, and today we will be looking at the passing yards market. But before we do, just want to quickly remind everyone that Forward Progress is sponsored by Fanduel. We're super excited to be partnered with Fanduel for the 2024 NFL season with their industry-leading product, a wide variety of NFL offerings, their great live menu that's super easy to use, and, of course, their fast payouts. Listen, we're still a few weeks away from the NFL kicking off, but in the meantime, Major League Baseball is the only thing that's getting us through the dog days. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day for the rest of the summer. You can take your boost or bonus and bet on everything MLB related, from home runs to strikeouts and even the final score. Plus, with FanDuel, you can combine your bets in a live same-game parlay for a shot at even bigger payouts. So head over to FanDuel.com, start racking up some runs in the sun. Must be 21 plus, 18 plus in DC, and present in select states. Opt-in required. Wager requirements apply. Bonuses awarded as non-withdrawable bonus bets or profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including bonus expirations. See terms and conditions at fanduel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. In Colorado, DC, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Vermont, Virginia, and Wyoming. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. And let's get right into today's video. We're going to head over to FanDuel and we're going to take a look at the most passing yards market, the quarterback to lead the league in passing yards. Hitman, you got someone for 2024 NFL season. So tell us who you like to lead the league in passing yards.
Yeah, I like Joe Burrow. I think that it's a really good buy low spot for Joe Burrow after he averaged just 231 yards per game last season. I'm throwing out last year when it comes to Joe Burrow. I mean, he was never right from when he played in week 1, that game against Cleveland where he got completely shut down. And then when he did come back, there was points where he looked like that he could be the second best quarterback in the league when he had those monster games against San Francisco and against Buffalo in midseason before he got hurt. Once again, I'm focusing more on what he's did prior to last year. I mean, as a rookie, this guy came into a bad situation and he averaged 268 passing yards per game. He had 288 the next year and 280 in year 3. This is probably the best offensive line and maybe overall situation that Joe Burrow has had on offense. Brandon Thorne, known offensive line guru, has ranked this offensive line 12th, which would be by far the best of his entire career. They added a pass-catching tight end and Mike Gesicki. I know that might not sound like a big deal, a guy that was a backup on New England's dreadful offense last year, but it probably would be the best pass-catching tight end of Joe Burrow's career. And because he's such a weakness as a blocker, maybe it could mean that this team is looking for an even higher pass rate over expectation this season. He's obviously keeping T. Higgins. Jamar Chase is obviously still on the team. And then you just have the fact that Joe Burrow, I mean, the 2 seasons that he stayed healthy, they were 16-game seasons. And this is a guy that put up 4,550 yards per season in those 2 years. So over a 17-game sample, that's going to come over to just under 4,800 yards. This is a guy that should be up there, in my opinion, with closer to the Mahomes, CJ Strouds at the top of the board as the guy that he probably shouldn't be the favorite, but he should be up there with those guys as one of the top guys to lead the league in passing yards this year.
Absolutely. And he was never right, even suffering that injury in the first, I think it was the first day of training camp where he had those leg problems and that carried it into the season. You could see it took a long time for him to get right for this team. Plus, you mentioned all the skill positions around him. I'm just happy. I'm curious to see about Jermaine Burton, who's their third round pick this year. He might not even get any reps in, but could be like a little interesting piece to add into the multitude of skill position players, high-end skill position players that they have in this offense. I want to take a look at some other markets, though, because you mentioned how Joe Burrow has hit 4,500 yards in the seasons that he's been healthy and played 16 games. So have you looked at all at those markets? What are your thoughts on those? So some of his milestone markets to hit 4,000 yards, he's at minus 105 to hit 4,500, plus 550. And then you look at his passing total for TDs, 27.5, minus 118 towards the over. There's a couple interesting markets you can look at, but then also you can take a look at comeback player of the year, where he's sitting as the tied for the favorite with Aaron Rodgers, plus 200 to win that award. And then also the MVP award at 10 to 1. Any of those interesting to you?
Yeah, the 4,500 yard one at plus 550 interests me. It's more of like, I'm not saying like it's guaranteed if he plays all 17 games, he's going to get the 4,500. And then let's remember, even if he does stay healthy, there's a possibility he could sit out the last week, whether it's they clinch their playoff positioning or something like that. But I think if he plays 17 games, I think he has a strong chance to get to that 4,500 yard mark. And like I said earlier, a lot of times with Joe Burrow, it's just a question on, can he stay healthy behind the Bengals offensive line? And this is going to be on paper the best offensive line that he has had in his tenure as the Bengals starting quarterback. So I think at those big payout odds, that the plus 550 on 4,500 passing yards would interest me on Burrow.
All right, sounds good. Let's lock in, though, that Joe Burrow most pass yards are going to bet $100 to win 1,200. And that wraps it up for us here today. So before you head out, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our newest content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.